So the Fool card represents us being fools. We are born as fools and we die as fools. And you could even say that as a master. Like, could be a card of mastery. It could also be, well, a card of trance. Being in a trance. See, his head is up. He's in a trance. He's walking off a cliff. Supposedly it's a cliff. And he doesn't even realize he's walking off of the cliff because he's in a trance. That's when you're like a human form going into the earthly plane of existence and you're forgetting all of your heavenly divine self. You're already enlightened and you have forgotten, and now you're in a trance of that forgetfulness, which is a symbol of hell, but you could consider hell like earth, or that plane of existence. The other meaning I really like is Buddha, meaning that the Fool is a master at letting go of expectations of how the reality should look. Assumptions, letting go of assumptions. So he knows the truth. And he knows that he's an eternal being, and that he can walk off that cliff, and because he's made out of energy, which is not destroyed or created, that he's eternal, because he is energy. And he's already enlightened. Like, everyone is enlightened. I like that representation as a whole. I like to call this card the baby Buddha, because I do see that it's like when you're a baby, there's no reference point to this outside world being separate from your inside world. That it's all one, like you are it, and it is you. A newborn baby is the universe. And when the newborn baby is in the womb, it has no reference point to anything else other than that womb. So, if you were to imagine you were in a womb, you wouldn't even have a reference point to floating. You wouldn't know what that means. There would be no separation between your skin and the pleura of the womb. Usually when you see it, you'll think of an innocence, or a curiosity, or even naivety. But it has to do with being like a child. And when you are, or a baby Buddha, or a fool, to have little or no expectation of what the world should be, how you should act, what it is meant to be like. This card, though, represents an androgynous being. It could be a male, it could be a female, you don't really know. And I feel like that's goes really well with the neutral zero, viewing the world as a neutral witness, being the calm in the storm. You could feel real anxious about this card. He's about to walk off the cliff, that dog looks anxious, and he's being calm. He's empowered. So all the cards have numbers, see 21. This is the end of the cycle of the major arcana. And supposedly this is the beginning, this one, but since it's zero has no beginning and has no end. So it's really a circle. If the tarot cards were put into a mandala form, this card would be in the center of the mandala. Okay, so he's really all of us. He is like the hero in the hero's journey. The Fool says that no one knows anything. Life is a mystery. We're programmed to believe that it is a certain way, that it looks a certain way. We're programmed to believe the illusion of our reality when it's really just a hallucination. It's a dream. I love that he is rich. He's rich. You're born valuable. And I like that this card says that, because he's wearing this embroidered outfit with lots of, he's not poor, he's valuable. But he doesn't have very much because he doesn't need very much. He's self-sustainable. This card is a self-sustainable energy. He's holding a white rose. And the rose is, the word rose means rise, but it's in past tense, right? He has risen up. So he's high vibration, just like a baby. The rose also represents Venus. Venus, and the left side of the body, it's just very aligned with the feminine. The divine feminine is the direct experience within our body, and it's called the darkness because you can't see it. It's sensations, and the sensations have no logic. Feminine is more invisible. It is the subconscious. That open, allowing would be the feminine. It's invisible, and he's at the top. He's close to the sun. This, when we talk about chakras, is like the crown chakra, the third eye. It's golden, a golden aura, golden color, golden egg. The 0 represents a neutral point, and it also represents the cosmic egg. It represents a womb and what the experience is like in the womb space. And this explains the Fool card really well. 0 is like right above his head, which looks like a chakra to me. So this, and it even looks like a really high up chakra. The 7th is at the crown, so I guess this would be the 8th, and this would be the 9th. This is white rose. It's in his left, and that's the divine feminine side. And it's the divine feminine is represented in that the qualities of the rose really, really well. It is the sacred geometry of the divine feminine. The divine masculine is the flower of life, which is the lily. He doesn't need very much. It's because he's self-sustainable. He knows his value. He knows his feminine side, his feminine qualities. He knows his masculine qualities, really equally so, like very well. He's holding a staff, and the staff represents the Kundalini energy. Kundalini, fire energy, and that light, that vitality, life force. His chakras are open. His heart chakra is open. His arms are wide open. His head is up. He knows his value. He knows he's a divine being. So this is like the mastery of this card. So each card has a different vibrational quality, like a spectrum of a rainbow. And the other spectrum would be that he's in a trance. He doesn't recognize his breath. The breath of life and the experience of the breath is what the truth is, because the breath is directly related to our heart chakra, which is the truth. This Fool card is also considered the dreamer. Thinking outside of the box is like a risk. It takes bravery, right? He definitely is taking a leap of faith if he's walking off of a cliff. I mean, you're walking off of a cliff, you're taking a leap of faith that you're going to grow wings and fly. It can be an Aquarian card, which is like the dreamer kind of vibration quality. A creative vibration where they take risks to make dreams come true, and that their dreams are abstract, dreams that most people are challenged to really like believe or practice in their own way of being. And that's why the Aquarian could be associated with the Fool card. The dog is a white dog. It represents all of the colors of light, all of the different colors in one form. The dog is symbolism is loyalty. This is a friend. And to me, this is saying that the universe is loyal, and that the universe will bite you if you are going in a direction that is out of alignment, is what I'm hearing. And yet, the bite itself is still within alignment, because it exists, and everything in existence is in alignment and balance already, otherwise it wouldn't exist. There's a purpose for, and a process for the bite, the catalyst, and it just shows us, like, you know, the way that is the heart's way, the way of our inner child. It directs us to heaven, basically. the catalysts, the things that hurt, those bites, they're a blessing in disguise. And we learn as human beings how. Especially as human beings like who live in heaven, we learn, oh, that's a blessing. So I don't know how. That's where trust comes in, trusting the universe. But this says that the universe has got your back. It's always loyal and supportive, and whatever you are being, the universe supports that because you are the universe. This is you being the universe. This is a virgin soul. He has no expectations or assumptions of how life should be. He's observing how life is unfolding and responding to those moments. He's saying yes to most of those moments, right? Or at least in this card, he's saying yes to whatever is happening. He's just walking. And saying that just walking is saying yes to the moment being what it is without changing it. The rose is significant because of its sacred geometry. It is associated with Venus because Venus shows the pattern of like the rose. Your temple is the center of your perceived universe. So it makes sense to take the Earth, make it the center, and then look at the other planets and see what they do geometrically around the planet. And Venus makes a 5-petaled rose around the Earth. And it's a sacred geometry pattern. I think it's within 8 years it makes that cycle. And 8 is the number of infinity. In numerology, it's that eternal, infinite, abundant quality. The rose comes from Venus. And the rose is the feminine flower. I'm grateful for all of you. Thanks for listening to all of my teachings I want to share with you. And I am open to your teachings as well. All right. Lots of love. Bye.